entire morning. The beauty shot. I'm telling you, this is a beautiful part of the Eastern Cape. We're 45 kilometers outside of Umtata. Right now, I'm joined by the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, and he's on this drive to get youth to understand that the agriculture industry is a viable career option. On the 1st of this month, they've not only done unique partnerships, but they've also made sure that the youth understand that. So right now, the Minister is joining me. Minister, thank you very much for joining me here on Morning Live. And let's talk about the importance, and you've been a big proponent very publicly, that the youth should get involved in the agriculture industry.
Good morning. We want them young. We want them energetic. We want them while they are still versatile to do everything. We want the youth to know very well that agriculture is a home, not only a home, but a business. Not only a business, to feed a nation is what I think should be the call of every young person. It is cool to be young, to be beautiful, to be handsome, and yet to do agriculture.
All those things you are, Minister. Let's quickly talk about things like food security. You had an interesting partnership with Santos Football Club. Comes from my neck of the woods. A lot of people maybe thought it would have been Pirates or Kaizer Chiefs, but you partnered with Santos. Talk to me about this unique partnership.
We believe that Santos, being a people's club located in Western Cape, represent the kind of people we want to attract to our program. We believe that Santos has agreed to work with us is that we want to make sure that those players, as they display their artistic agility, they are also showing that true nutritious food, true good living. And good living can only be achieved when you can be able to be proud of having produced the food that is cooked in your own house by your wife, is planted by your own hands. Everybody can be in agriculture. By the way, we all eat food. That food comes from the soil. And the soil, therefore, should be taken care of. And I call upon each and every player in this country that when you have a spare time, don't go to a bar. Go to a garden and take care of those beautiful, beautiful flowers. If not flowers, maybe crops.
Minister, before we started this conversation off air, you were talking about the fact that, and you've mentioned it now, that we can all be farmers, that we can all grow our own crops, that it adds to quality of life. Why do you think that there's a little bit of a disconnect between people seeing the opportunity of growing their own crops, not only from a health perspective, but from a budget perspective?
We believe that we have to change the way people think. Taking a checkers to a shop is not the cool thing. The cool thing is to work your own land. Speaking to the MEC, Mr. Mliwa Koboshiane, we agreed together that we need to promote young, but when you go to an institution like this and you acquire your diploma, you don't have to queue for employment. You must queue for land. You must queue for funding, so that you use your tools you get from the school and in production. We want to see younger people who are in school not to dream of being employed, but dream of being entrepreneurs only in agriculture.
Minister, the issue of food security has come up again this month, especially in Youth Month. The issues related, and as we talked about a little bit earlier, this partnership between you and Santos. Talk to me the role that the youth can play in us being food secure, because we are spending a lot of time in explaining to our population groups, explaining to people what food security is, but there is an essential role that the youth can play in making sure that we're food secure.
The youth can play that role, provided as government we play our role as well. Make land available, make resources available. And the youth is called upon to join us, because we're saying to them, come, I want to partner with you as we're partnering with Santos. Not only in a field of play, but in a field where we can all participate to feed the nation. The fact that 13% of our people are food insecure should not sit well with many of us. It means people who go to bed without food or the hope for any. And yet the land is vast. It lies fallen. I think that when we do everything together, you don't have to be a man to be a farmer. You can be a young lady. You can be an old lady. But the key thing is, be proud of eating your own food that is produced by your own hands. The government is there to take your hand. Let's work together. And the youth should join us in moving this country forward.
I want to talk about a very interesting initiative that you're engaging in providing livestock. You'll be handing over that pretty soon in this month. But let's quickly just go back. 1st of June, we're in Youth Month. What are some of the other programs that your department will be engaging in?
We already were spoken with the Wool Growers Association. We've said that every family that has got sheep, 10 or 15, should come together into a co-op to make sure that they harvest that wool. It is so precious. It gets them money. The price of wool globally has improved. The working rand has also made a point that they get more money. There's life in livestock. But good news is that we will be harvesting 26 bulls from our center in Ngecha. The MEC will be announcing very soon. Those bulls are ready to be given to localities so that we can reintroduce the Ngoni breed that is known for its resilience, its beauty, its ability to withstand a number of diseases, so that we can be able to be proud of it. But that as a department, we are amongst people, we live with people. But more than that, we believe that we will be going around the country. We will be visiting people. By way, on Monday, I will be joining the people in Durban, saying to them that lucky we have got an early run of sardine fish. We need to harvest it in numbers so that our people can have those protein-rich products. Agriculture is alive. It's everywhere. It's us. It's amongst us. Let's just join hands.
Minister, we're going to leave it there, but thank you very much for joining me. That, of course, is the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, Senzeni Zokwana, talking to us about one of the many initiatives they've launched over this June month. And it's all centered around the youth, making sure that they understand that this is a viable career, that there are opportunities within agriculture, forestry and fisheries. And this is just one of the many initiatives he's embarked on. He's also talked about some interesting relationships with Santos Football Club, and they've got a massive project around food security. There's so much more coming up from the Tsolo village. Do stay tuned with us. We take an ad break.